On tonight's program, ladies and gentlemen, we have something that's going to make you sick.
We welcome you to the show.
Today on Empowered Talks, I want to talk about courage and taking risks in life. My guest is an experienced startup founder in the Philippines. His early works were Pure Manila and Partyfile, formerly known as Guestlist.ph. He is the founder and CEO of the first and biggest chatbot development agency in the Philippines, Chatbot.ph. He is also the brains behind the latest podcast analytics platform Podmetrics, and you can listen to his podcast show Hustleshare, a Filipino podcast that features the journeys of startup founders, business leaders, and unique hustlers that aims to show that most of us are very much alike. This is available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the co-founder and CEO of Podcast Network Asia, Mr. Hustle himself, Ron Baetiong.
Whoop, whoop. Thank you so much, Roma. Finally, you are no longer just a person that just posts who got in my Facebook. We're finally able to talk to you in a podcast. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy, and I'd be lying, Ron, if I say I'm not scared. I mean, like, good scared to have this conversation with you. It took a lot of time and guts for me to give you the invitation. But welcome to the show, Ron, finally. Okay, first of all, I want to ask...
Just kidding.
Kamusta ka? Kamusta ka? Besides being busy.
I am crazy but good. It's a crazy good stretch so far.
It's a happy problem.
I'd rather take this than all the other problems that I typically have. So it's good. It's good. We are in an uncharted territory. That's what I'll say. So if you watch Loki, so if you don't,
yes,
sorry,
I did.
I'm gonna spoil it. This is that threshold where when he who remains says, "We've passed the threshold, and I don't know what's coming next." So it's scary and fun at the same. So just provide context. I'm the founder of Podcast Network Asia. Right?
Yes,
and a lot of the stuff that we've been doing, I haven't now at least, and what we're doing moving forward is something I haven't done before. It's big boy game, and I'm scared as hell. But let's do it.
Yes, Ron, I know you've been invited to several interviews, but today I want to discuss your mindset. That the mindset that you have, the energy that keeps you going, when facing hard decisions in your life. And you have an impressive resume. Kakabasa ko lang kanina. But for us, we can only see your success story.
Yes.
But never, not the failure, not the life-changing decisions that you had to go through before you became successful in your career. Because in reality, we never include naman our failures in our CV, diba? Sabi mo pa nga at one point, nobody wants to be famous at failing. Sabi mo in one of your interviews. But before you became a CEO and founder of your companies, you have different jobs. Is it true that you sold makeup and worked in a call center?
Wow, you really dug deep. Yes, I did.
Can you tell us that story? Kahit konti lang.
Sure. Again, so just to properly define, what you see, again, success is an iceberg. What you see on LinkedIn, whatever that may be, are the ones that actually made it. But I have not just skeletons. I have a whole town in the closet that I am not afraid to show. And a lot of people did that. So the biggest thing growing up is really I'm ambitioso. So that's always been what it is. And when I was young, in college at least, a lot of what I really wanted to do back then was just play basketball. That was a high school varsity player, played for the UST Tiger Cubs. I didn't have the height and the competitive juices already to make it on that level. So I had an identity crisis. And the only thing that I was also good at back then was really, I had no hiya. I always had, if you ask me to do something stupid, I'd probably be the first guy you'd throw into the fire.
You have the Kapal of Mukha.
Yes,
I
exactly.
have that too. I have that too.
That's why we have cholesterol. That's the byproduct of kapal ng mukha right there. But more than anything, I also had a gift, I guess, of people skills. I knew how to make people laugh, but I was doing that in the wrong way, where I was getting in a lot of trouble. So I said, "Can I harness this?" That's why I worked in a call center, because the normal way I speak Tagalog is never gonna be acceptable in any social norms, because I sound worse like Kong TV, right? I already look worse than him, or probably at par with him, and I don't. If I'm trying to
Grabe
get
siya.
successful, well, it's fine. Self-application, right? But at the end of the day, I gotta give myself an edge.
Mm.
And if I'm not gonna be a grade 8 student, I have to harness what my gifts were. So I worked in a call center in between first year, second year college. That's also when I realized two things. First off is I'm never gonna get rich, or at least rich in a way where I get to buy my mom a house, which is my ultimate dream anyway. I'm never gonna get there fast enough, because I don't want to grow old and use my retirement money just to be able to do. My mom deserves better, I felt, because she was a
Mm-hmm.
single mom, raised me alone. Then second thing is, again, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Working wasn't for me. I mean, I don't mind working, but I always question when I am with a leader and I don't agree with it. I'm the worst employee,
Mm.
because I'm rebelde by default, right?
Mm-mm.
So if I knew that the leader in front of me is not a good role model, my tendencies would always be like, you know what, f this. I'm gonna try my own shit, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
right? I'm gonna do whatever it takes. So the only way I can get that done, where I get to call my own shots and live with the failures that I do, which I have a bazillion of them, is being an entrepreneur. So I took up entrepreneurship, and the rest is history.
So yun yung ano eh, yung mga tipong hindi ko mababox na type of employee. Actually, I can
Nope.
resonate with what you're saying, because I have a hard time, especially if the call center kasi is very controlled environment. When you're part of production,
Super.
you have to follow a lot of rules. And you just get, even
Nope.
you go to pee, have a coffee break, you have to log
Yeah.
everything in. And at a very young age, you already know what you want. You're saying that this happened in high school, right? Yung transition, and you found
Yeah.
out.
That happened in between first year and second year college. I was
Yeah.
literally just 18 years old back
Wow.
then.
Napaka
Yeah.
mature. So we can say that,
Yeah.
guys, kapal ng mukha really pays off. You sometimes you can get into trouble, pero if you use it right,
Yes.
will take you places, and it will take you to places and experiences, and it will change your life. Totoo yon. So wag ka nang mahiya kung ikaw ay
Absolutely.
nakikinig dito, and you have, you feel that minsan ang kapal ng mukha ko. Use it the right way, and it will bring you to places.
Correct.
Now, in one of your interviews, you describe your hustle as, and I quote, I like
Mm-hmm.
creating things that nobody has ever done before in terms of tech and growing
Yes.
businesses around it. And that's what a startup is actually all about. You have a vision, you take action, execute, experiment, and then ito yung pinakamahirap, you wait for the result. But sometimes, di ba, may miscalculation. Sometimes you commit mistakes that lead us to failure. Minsan nga,
Mhm.
mahal pa yung pagkakamali mo eh, di ba?
Yes.
In your experience, Ron, what do you consider to be one of your most epic fails in your life? And if you will be given a chance to redo it, halimbawa, sabihin natin, let's use the low-key, thing na you can go back in time. Will you go back and change them?
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a lot. So again, success is an iceberg. I'll always say that, and a lot of the mistakes I did is always, I'm grateful for, but I'd be lying to you if I said I wouldn't do it. So my most epic fail is when my first startup, which is called Party File, failed. I was able to get significant funding on that, but the reason why it failed actually, um is a bunch of stupid mistakes that I did. So it's not just because you did one thing it failed. It's actually a snowball effect of little things that you overlook as a naive founder. It's all just pure passion and whatnot. And again, the odds are just stacked against you. There's a lot of first time entrepreneurs that really just fail. The failure rate is just high, right? I matter of fact, if you just want to link this out, you can probably put it in the show notes. I wrote an article about this, of the 13 things that I failed up on when I did that, and that's a most epic fail because it's not just my own dream that got crushed. So just for context, in 2016, I was doing a startup that's already in the sixth year. I hustled and struggled along with it. It was a one man team for a good 2 to 3 years until I got funded, and then again sputtered along the way, struggled along the way. Long story short, it grew to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, nightlife app in Asia. A ton of users,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't making money. And if your startup is in the cash burn game, or if you're burning through cash, you have to have a lot of funds, which I didn't have also. And the reason why it was my epic fail is because I had a 20-man team on my payroll on that. I had to let them go. Imagine letting go of someone. It's already gut wrenching. What if there's
Mm-hmm.
20 people in it? You also failed your investors, which really put their own hard-earned cash into your business to bet into your vision. And lastly, the worst is your own dreams. You failed yourself, right? And your own ambition. So yeah, it's back to square one. One thing I'd probably redo. I wouldn't change a lot, but I wouldn't burn as many bridges that I have, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you're young, and I see myself a lot in a lot of youngins, they have shiny object syndrome, where just because it's new, and like what you said earlier, I like doing something that's never been done before. I'm always
Mm-hmm.
pauso like that, and I've been doing it since I was a kid. I was in the middle of something, and then I want to try something else again. There wasn't
Mm-hmm.
any focus. I wasn't really riding myself through, and just because someone influenced me to do it, I would really. I have a tendency before to leave what have already started for something new,
Is this
right?
what you said before, that you should not believe the hype?
Yep,
You're the first.
DBTH.
Yeah, you're the first person na nagsabi nun, and I heard it from you. Nasabi mo, don't believe the hype. And it was
Yep.
like, shit, I keep on believing the hypes for like the
Yes.
longest time. Kasi
No,
diba,
and that's
yeah,
true.
because you wanna be the next big thing. You want to be part of the next big thing. So
Mm.
sometimes you're like the moth drawn to the ano
Yes.
to the candle
The
light,
fire. Yeah.
diba? To the fire.
No, that's correct. And DBTH, I mean, there's a way to actually create hype, but it's strategic.
Mm-hmm.
So what you see out there when we flex, and it's a flex game,
Mm-hmm.
there's a reason why we do that, because we're trying to achieve things that would not just benefit us, but actually benefit the people that we support. So, like for us, a lot of the people that you see in social media, just flex just for the sake of,
Mm-hmm.
it's a pissing contest, right? For us, we flex sometimes because we're trying to unlock new things for the people that we support. Who are the people that we support? It's the whole freaking industry. We're
Mm-hmm.
trying to put podcasting in the map, right? Or on the map, in the map.
Mm-hmm.
How do you pull up podcast in the map? So on the map, right? Where there's only a finite amount of advertising dollars out there. Naturally, where would that go? Unproven things. Back then is television, radio. Now it's all digital. But where does that money go typically? Goes Facebook, goes to YouTube, right? We're trying to scratch and claw for that little budget, whatever that may be, so that everybody gets to eat. That's why we flex. Now, in terms of going back to again redoing things, I don't want to burn bridges, because a lot of those things that you want to achieve again, and I just saw this again recently with Simon Sinek. Failure you can do alone, but success you always need help. And it's those bridges that you have built along the way that will always come in to help you when you need it, right? So it's don't burn bridges, because once you that bridge is burned, it's gone forever. It's going to be very hard to repair that. It takes a lot of humility. Thank God I was able to repair some of them,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just bridges that you just can't rebuild anymore. and
Just
that's what
let
I
it
felt
be.
like. Yeah, that's the collateral damage, but that's what I don't want to lose, because at the end of the day, you want to be that guy that when you become successful, people cheer you because you've also helped them.
Mm.
You don't want to be that guy that where you become successful, but in the process you've stepped on everyone,
Yeah, you're the
right?
jackass of, you're
Yes,
known because you've been an ass. Na parang,
correct,
yeah, yeah, whatever. Parang you're
correct,
successful, yeah, whatever, but they don't care because they know you, the real you.
correct. So there, and that's thankfully I've been
Mm.
able to um do that in my next businesses. And also, I've also been a smarter moth. I don't go near the fire. If I know it's fishy, most likely it's fishy. So
Mhm.
I smell it from a mile away because I've been victimized by those things. So I just surround myself with people and with bridges that are sturdy,
Mhm.
that people can trust and I can reciprocate with.